Hello everybody, how are you? My name is Attorney Charles Zavala. I'm an immigration and criminal defense attorney here in Houston, Texas. Today I have an interesting video for you guys who are interested in immigration about what's called asylum. So we tend to do these videos for people who have any questions regarding immigration, criminal, business. You can send us our questions and I'll do videos about them, and usually I'll respond. You can talk about them in the comments. If you like the videos we're doing, subscribe or give them a thumbs up, whatever platform you're on. But today's video is going to be regarding immigration and something called asylum, which it's been in the news a lot because it's been part of Trump's agenda, and a few years ago, or as it's still happening, that what they call the migrant flow from Central America, all of that is revolving what's called asylum. So first, let me tell you what asylum is. Asylum is it's an immigration relief for people who are fleeing their countries because of persecution, genocide. It's exactly what's in the name, asylum. It's a refugee thing, right? But the problem is, over time, the USA has to kind of put limits on that, right? Or else you're going to have a giant a flow of people coming in, right? So that's what asylum is, and there's a certain things you need to do to prove to win asylum, right? You have to show that you were either in the past or in the future you're going to be persecuted. You're going to be threatened, you're going to be kidnapped, you're going to be assaulted, something bad's going to happen to you, right? You have to show that you have fear for your life, because if you don't, you're not, the judge is going to say, or immigration is going to say, listen, you're not meeting what you need to. But aside from that, is you have to show that the reason why they're doing all this to you, or you're getting this persecution, is based on one of the five protected grounds. Okay, so that being said, recently, I think it was, what's the date today? Yes, yesterday, 2 days ago, the Department of Justice, so that is like a Department of Justice are the people who run the immigration court, they came out with a new ruling, okay? And it just came out 2 days ago, so you're not going to hear much buzz about it. But what they did is they essentially said, hey, people, you guys can still apply for asylum, but if you have committed these certain crimes, you are now going to be ineligible to get asylum. And at first glance, you may be like, oh yeah, that's no, I understand that, right? We don't want to accept anyone into our country, right? If they have, if they got a bad criminal record, or they're a dangerous person, obviously I get it. So the crimes that they said that now make you ineligible for asylum, I'm going to read them off to you, or the main ones. If you have been, and I kind of agree with these, except there's one, and I'll tell you about that one. So one of them is if you have been found a convicted felon. Okay, I can understand that. If you have been found as a convicted felony under federal or state law, that will bar you from being able to apply for asylum. If you have anything that involves alien smuggling, transporting, trafficking, stuff like that, you can't do it. If you have already been deported once before, you cannot apply again. Anything involving gang activity. So if you have anything on your criminal record, or if you have anything that could associate you with gangs, right now they're putting a big push on that, so you would not be able to apply for asylum. But the one that bothers me is, you can now no longer apply for asylum if you have a DWI, driving while intoxicated. And the reason why that bothers me is, I understand DWI it's a very dangerous, right? You should not drink, you should not get behind a vehicle because you can hurt people. But DWIs, I also practice criminal law, is a lot. It happens to everybody. I think we all know somebody who has had a DWI or things along those lines, because it's a very normal person thing to do. So my worry is, by making someone who has a DWI not be able to apply for asylum, that's going to limit what I would think a lot of people. So I'm interested to see what happens with all this, right? So as of now, I think this goes into play 30 days from yesterday. So November, middle of November, this should go into play. And I want to see what's going to happen, because you're going to have people litigate over this. You're going to have people say, hey, this is too tough. Then you're going to have the Department of Justice who's going to argue their side. So it's always going to be interesting. People are always going to fight and give their arguments from both sides. But it's interesting to see what happens with this, because asylum is, from our immigration standpoint here at our practice, we do a lot of asylum, and that is in the immigration court or with USCIS. So I would like to see how this new rule is going to affect kind of the immigration practice. So if you have any questions regarding asylum or anything immigration wise, or if you have just any questions that you think I can answer, feel free to give me a call. You know, our phone numbers are there listed on the screen. My name is Charles Zavala. Our law office is called Zavala Texas Law. We're located here in Houston, Texas. Anything immigration or criminal or business needs, feel free to reach out, okay? Well, thank you, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.